नाउ द डिस्कवरी ऑफ न्यूक्लियन बाय माइशर एंड उसके जो प्रिंसिपल्स थे इनहेरिटेंस के, जो मेंडल ने दिए थे, वो एक ही टाइम पे दिए गए थे. बट डीएनए एक्ट्स एज अ जेनेटिक मटेरियल, ये पता करने के लिए there was a long time it was being taken to discover and prove that DNA is the genetic material. By 1926 जेनेटिक इनहेरिटेंस एक मॉलिक्यूलर लेवल तक रीच कर गया था. ठीक है, इट हैज़ रीच्ड अप टू द मॉलिक्यूलर लेवल दैट हाउ द जेनेटिक इनहेरिटेंस इज डिटर्मिन्ड. ना उससे पहले की जितनी भी डिस्कवरीज थी जो मेंडल ने की थी, स्यूटन, मॉर्गन और भी बहुत सारे साइंटिस्ट ने इसके बारे में रिसर्च की थी, दैट क्रोमोसोम्स दे आर लोकेटेड इन द न्यूक्लियस इन मोस्ट ऑफ द सेल्स. बट ये सारी डिस्कवरीज के बाद भी द क्वेश्चन ऑफ व्हाट मॉलिक्यूल वाज एक्चुअली द जेनेटिक मटेरियल हैज़ नॉट बीन आंसर्ड. कि जेनेटिक मटेरियल जो कि ट्रांसफॉर्म करता है इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम वन जनरेशन टू द नेक्स्ट इज डीएनए और आरएनए और प्रोटीन और वॉच, दैट हैज़ नॉट बीन डिस्कवर्ड सो फार. Now it was only in 1928 फ्रेडरिक ग्रिफिथ ने एक सीरीज ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट्स किए. उसमें उन्होंने स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस निमोनिया, एक बैक्टीरिया विच इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर निमोनिया, स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस निमोनिया, इट इज एक्चुअली अ बैक्टीरिया which is responsible for pneumonia. It has shown a miraculous transformation in the bacteria. उसके experiment में a living organism, that is bacteria, has emerged in its physical form. Now Streptococcus pneumoniae or pneumococcus, we call it as bacteria, when they are grown on a culture plate, some produce smooth and shiny colonies, or some they produced rough colonies. This is because the S strain bacteria have a mucus polysaccharide coat, while R strain they doesn't have. So mice infected with the S strain or virulent, which is also called as virulent, they die from pneumonia. The mouse dies from pneumonia. This is because the S strain bacteria have a mucus polysaccharide coat and R strain that doesn't have. So जब हमने mice को infect किया S strain से या virulent strain से, so the mice died and the pneumonia infection हो गया. So mice infected with the R strain, लेकिन जब हमने R strain को infect किया तो mice survived, it lived. So Griffith was able to kill bacteria by heating them. So when he heat killed the bacteria, he observed that heat killed S strain bacteria को जब inject किया गया mice में, तो that did not kill them. So mice lives. So and when he injected a mixture of heat killed and live R bacteria, the mice died. So he recovered living S bacteria from the dead mice. So he concluded that the R strain, he concluded what? That R strain bacteria has somehow been transformed by the heat killed S strain bacteria, and some transforming principle, kuch transforming principle transferred from the heat killed S strain, here like this, heat killed S strain, it has enabled the R strain to synthesize smooth polysaccharide coat and become virulent. So this must be due to the transfer of the genetic material, but the biochemical nature of the genetic material was not defined by his experiments. But his experiment was able to prove that something has been transformed from one form to another. Now biochemical characterization of transforming principle. Now इससे पहले Avery, McLeod and McCarty 1933 to 34 जेनेटिक मटेरियल पहले प्रोटीन समझा जाता था. इंस्टेड ऑफ डीएनए दे थॉट इट एज अ प्रोटीन. सो they worked to determine the biochemical nature of the transforming principle in the Griffith's experiment. They purified biochemicals, proteins, DNA and RNA from the heat killed S cells to see which one could transform the live R cells into S cells. So they discovered that DNA alone, so it is DNA alone is able to do so. So they discovered that DNA alone from S bacteria could caused R bacteria to become transformed. They also discovered that protein digesting enzymes like proteinases and RNA digesting enzymes like RNases, and they did not affect the transformation. So the transforming substance was not a protein or RNA. Digestion with DNAs did inhibit transformation, suggesting that DNA caused the transformation. And they concluded that DNA is the hereditary material, but not all biologists were convinced. So that was the contribution of Avery, McLeod and McCarty in biochemical characterization of the transforming principle. Later on, the proof that DNA is the genetic material came from the experiments of Hershey and Chase. So Hershey and Chase in 1952, they worked with viruses and they infect bacteria with the bacteriophages. They infect the bacteria with bacteriophages. The bacteriophage attaches to the bacteria and its genetic content, genetic material that enters the bacterial cell. So the bacterial cell treats the viral genetic material as if it's own and subsequently manufactures some virus particles. So Hershey and Chase, they worked to discover whether it was protein, whether it was a protein or the DNA. Out of these two, which one is the genetic material? So they grew some viruses on a medium that contained radioactive phosphorus, and some other on medium that contained radioactive sulfur. So radioactive sulfur and radioactive phosphorus, they are being taken here. And now viruses that are grown in the presence of radioactive phosphorus, they contain radioactive DNA but not radioactive protein. So you can see here red is being shown in the picture like this, whereas viruses, you can say viruses which are grown on radioactive sulfur, they contain radioactive protein. Red color is marked here, radioactive protein, but not radioactive DNA. Because DNA does not contain sulfur, DNA contains phosphorus only. So radioactive phages were allowed to attach to E. coli, that is, this is the E. coli shown here, E. coli bacteria. As the infection proceeded, the viral coats were removed from the bacteria by agitating them in a blender. Here you can see first step is infection, second step is blending. So the virus particles were separated from the bacteria by spinning them in a centrifuge, centrifugation. This is the third step. Now bacteria which were infected with viruses that had radioactive DNA were radioactive. So here you can see the radioactivity is found inside the bacterial cell, which indicates that DNA has entered the cell. So we see here that bacteria which was infected with viruses that has radioactive DNA, phosphorus, here, indicating that DNA was the material that passed from the virus to the bacteria, and bacteria that were infected with viruses that had radioactive proteins were not radioactive. So these bacteria were not radioactive. Why? Because they didn't get the DNA which is radioactive, or it was in the proteins, so it left behind, so it was not there inside the cell. So this indicates that proteins did not enter the bacteria from the viruses, and DNA is therefore the genetic material and is passed on from viruses to bacteria. So from this experiment it was being proved that genetic material that is passed on from viruses to bacteria is DNA. Now what are the properties of the genetic material? Now it is clear from various debates by scientists that proteins versus DNA as a genetic material was resolved from the Hershey and Chase experiment, which we have seen just now. So it became established fact that is the DNA that is the genetic material, but later on it was clear that in some viruses RNA is the genetic material. For example, tobacco mosaic virus, QB bacteriophage, etc. So DNA is a predominant genetic material, and RNA performs dynamic functions of the messenger and adapter. That was found out from the differences between the chemical structures of the two nucleic acids molecule. Now, what are the various differences? We have already discussed DNA versus RNA. So a molecule which should be a genetic material should have the following criteria. It should replicate itself. It should be able to generate its replica, that is replication. It should chemically and structurally stable. It should provide the scope for the slow changes, that is mutations that are required, and it should be able to express itself in the form of Mendelian characters. So out of all these characters, DNA is more stable and is preferred for the storage of genetic information, and for the transformation of the genetic information, RNA is better.